if you see a man who is so toxic, avoid that relationship or that marriage. Don't even allow it to extend to a marriage.
All right, welcome once again to another beautiful segment here on Noble TV Live. My name is Valentine Agogo, and today with me on set is a CEO of World Class Entertainment, World Class Packaging, event planners, and then he's also a marriage counselor and the CEO of Pedro TV. All right, and I call him Pastor Pedro. Okay, so please. You're welcome, Pastor Pedro. All right. Okay, so we're talking about toxic relationships. How do you advise someone to cope with a toxic relationship? Not basically marriage now, relationship. Let's say early years of courtship, or even if it's not courtship, but you're in a relationship and it's toxic. How do you recommend? What do you recommend should be the best approach to such a relationship?
It has to do with maturity and matured mind. When you find yourself in a toxic relationship, you know that one person has to come under the other person, because it has to do with this person's attitude towards you. What is your response? So if you're matured enough, like for me, I think I'll use my marriage as an example.
Okay.
I noticed at the point of my life, I started coming back home late. And then that becomes an issue between me and my wife. I noticed I was trying to be toxic about it, but she wasn't responding to me. Because if I would have taken it more higher or tried to do something crazy with her, if she respond to me the way I don't like, and me as the head of the house, I started feeling I am the head of the house.
Yeah, dominant.
But she responded more maturely as a woman. So when I'm shouting, I'm yelling at her, I'm doing a lot like I'm the man. Whatever time I comes back to the house, you don't have the right to tell me when to come back. This is my house. But at the same time, she goes back, she serves me the food at that time, even if it's 4 a.m. She will do whatever thing she has to do, put water for me to bathe. And then I realized that I started calming myself down.
By yourself?
By myself. I started telling myself, so I'm the one that's been causing this problem. So you see now, she had to come under subjection. But if she had responded to me, I don't think by now we'll still be married.
Married, yeah.
It would have been a toxic home. So it has to do with an attitude and then the level of your maturity. It doesn't matter the relationship you find yourself. You must have a matured mind to deal with. It might not even be coming from you. It might be coming from the next person. But even if that toxic whatever is coming from the next person, you on your own, if you're matured enough, you will know how to calm the person in such situation. Or most times, if the whole thing is as if the house or whatever thing wants to fall down, you leave to calm yourself. So, but if you decide to stay and the two of you start getting involved, one person could kill the other person.
Yeah.
So I usually advise, if you know your other person, especially when you have anger issues, there are some people who I know they have anger issues. So for such person, you don't have to stay when you're trying to get issues with this person over and over and over time, and you're staying in under the same roof. No, one person has to say to myself that, hey, I have to go for this person, for us not to cross our boundaries. For it not to get this anger, not to get into another level, to something else. So for me, I'll just say I walk away for some time and get myself back again. Then I could just come back and then, so it has to do basically with the matured mind. If you're not matured enough, I don't think you just have to quit whatever relationship.
Now based on toxic relationships, now you're relating it with marriage, for instance. Some couples don't know how to hide the toxic nature of their relationship from the children.
Yeah.
All right. So these toxicity in the atmosphere, what are the effects it has on people around us? Them. Not just only the children, are people around, or maybe the neighborhood, your families, both families, even if you're not married. What are the effects of toxic relationships on people around, on third parties?
And now the thing is that you're passing a wrong signal to the people. I like, there's one thing I like but you're saying we shouldn't go there. But I think I just have to talk.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine.
You know, the children.
Okay.
I always think about the children around you. When you're being toxic, maybe in your relationship or in your marriage, always try to understand that you are raising them wrongly or making them to see things that they are not supposed to see.
Okay.
And then you cannot be in a compound and every time they are coming to settle issues between you and your whatever, your spouse
partner.
or your friend,
Yeah.
your partner or whatever. It is, you're trying to let people know that this thing you're involved in is not working.
Okay. I met a girl some years ago, about 16, 17 years ago. She happened to be the younger sister. It's a long relationship. The younger sister of my best friend's girlfriend.
Okay.
All right. So my best friend's girlfriend's younger sister. And I quote, she said, she can never, or let me use past tense now. She said she could never date any guy who would not beat her up. Because if the guy does not beat her, if a man does not beat you up, it shows that he doesn't love you enough to scold you and correct you. Because it's only if you love a child, the Bible says, do not spare the rod and spoil the child. So she sees herself as the child of a man that she's dating, that whenever she does something wrong, she's meant to be corrected with the rod. Now, in this case, not just verbally, she says she believes in physical abuse. So she sees it as love. And let me, because this content is not for kids, I want to still go the extra mile to say that one of her major reasons why she said you have to be beaten up to show that to show love is that once you apologize after you are being beaten up, not the person who beat you up apologizing now, not the man.
Okay.
You, the woman who has been beaten up, once you apologize to the man and make him feel like king and everything, besides the peace being in the home, he said there is nothing in this world. I should go and ask women who are married, all right, who get beaten up. He said there is nothing in this world that is as ecstatic and as erotic or as great as makeup sex. Especially when you just finish fighting, you have makeup sex, that it's a different cloud altogether. So what would you say concerning such a person? Because now she's by default setting toxic in nature by herself.
Yeah. So
she doesn't even need any external toxicity now to enhance her. She's naturally that way. What would you say to such a person?
For me, she doesn't have sense.
So it's a psychological issue.
Yes, because you can't be telling me that for somebody to correct you or for your spouse to correct you, he has to beat you up
to show you that he loves you. Yes,
and you're not a child. You are his wife. He has to beat you up. That's wrong on every area. It is wrong. I mean, I feel she's not matured yet.
Well, back then she was in her early 20s.
I think she's not matured
she was a baby.
Because by the time she gets herself and find out the way they beat this generation, the way the young men of the generation beat their wives, she wouldn't want to say that. Because most of these things leads to death.
Yeah.
So you don't get yourself involved. For me, if you see a man who is so toxic, avoid that relationship or that marriage. Don't even allow it to extend to a marriage.
So what if you find yourself in as
so if you're already there,
inside,
the truth is there have to be a separation.
Okay, so she should run.
Yes, because why? What if one person didn't survive or did not survive it at the end of the day? I think I was talking to a couple of days ago. I spoke to them, and it has to do with this same toxic issue. When she gets upset, the first thing she will do, whatever thing that is around her, she will pick it and stone you. Whatever thing she will break, is every day they used to, like every 1 week, let's say at least 1 week, the husband had to call LG to come and replace the TV or whatever thing in the house. And the other day, last week when the guy called me, if you saw, the guy sent me a picture. I had to run to their house. The guy said he could not enter the house.
So now it's the woman who is doing the
violence. Doing the violence now. She's being violent now. She's the one controlling the man, the whole thing. So the man had to wait for me to come because I know she listens to me. Anytime she sees me, she respects me. So the man had to wait for me at the gate. In fact, he was on his knees begging me that if this woman would just allow him to sleep. So you see that this one has gotten to another level. But by the time he turned his neck, the woman has eaten, I think it was a bottle of stuff. The guy was bleeding. So I told her, I said, if you kill him, what will you gain? So for me, I said it is time because I've been settling even for the past 2 years. It's 2 years now.
Wow.
This same issue all the time. And by the time you look at the man, he doesn't. He told me, said, I have not enjoyed my marriage for 1 month. And this marriage is like 3 to 4 years. You know, when you say you've not seen peace for 1 month.
You know, on this same issue, while we're rounding up, what are those wrong decisions that young people make before they make up their mind in settling down? Because some of these things, I believe that they would have gotten some red flags, some signs that they must have ignored for some personal motives.
Yeah.
So what are some of these things that the young people of nowadays, or even the older ones who are not yet married, that they need to watch out for before they go into a relationship, let alone before they get married to a partner?
First of all, I want to say why we plan our wedding.
Yeah.
We even go extra mile to get event planners involved. We take all the risks to travel, to visit people, try to ensure we have a perfect wedding. But we never thought about reading books on how to be a perfect man, or how to be a perfect woman, or how to be a good mother, or how to be a good father. This is the problem this generation is having.
Okay.
You see, but you're planning the wedding, but you don't plan for the marriage. It's two different things.
Yeah.
You're planning for the activity you want to enjoy for just 24 hours. You are going over 6 months. Some people take 6 months to plan it. To ensure they have a wonderful ceremony. But what about the marriage? Have you ever sat down to say, what book should I read to know how to be a good father or to be a good husband? We don't plan those things. So by this are the mistake we make. And then the next thing, we just meet it. The idea is because we all feel that once I have the money to take care of somebody's daughter, I am due for marriage. That is the challenge we're having in this generation.
Okay.
So as soon as you have money, you feel okay, you're done with school, you have a good job, you can feed somebody's daughter, and then probably feed 1 or 2 kids. You feel you're comfortable and you're cool to get married. But there is more to marriage. There is wisdom about marriage. You have to gain knowledge to understand what it takes to be a father. Because you know you are raising a generation, either the generation that will destroy you or that will bring peace to you. So, but we don't look into these things. We feel marriage is just one obligation we are here to fulfill in this world. But that is not true. We feel it's because, the idea of marriage is to make children, but that is not true. So we don't have purpose. There is no purpose, no plan. Yeah. If you meet, I say to women, if you meet a man that doesn't have a plan or purpose, or I have not told you his plan in the next 20 years for the both of you, how the level he feels people will get to in the next 10 years, 20 years, run from that man. It's not a purposeful man. That means that marriage is going to destroy you. It's going to destroy you. Because there is no plan. There is no purpose. So what happens when you don't give birth to a child? It becomes the trouble. He will throw you out and go get somebody else, because this is his idea of marriage, that you're a production of children. That is, you make a baby factory. You see, so because of this idea, when they give you 1 year and they manage 2 years with you, and now have you heard that in this generation now what the men do is, first of all, they have to test your womb.
Yeah, they have to test your womb.
You see, so this is crazy. No trust.
Yeah.
No, even when the person said he loves you, love is not only in a marriage. It's beyond love. Love is transferable. It's contagious. I was giving somebody an example yesterday. I said, what about people who go through secondary school in a relationship and they graduated together and they still say they love each other and they got married in the space of 1 year, they divorced? What happened to the love they've been professing to themselves? So it's beyond love. So if it has to do with purpose.
You know, Pastor Pedro, if we are to continue, like this, we will not leave here, because I'm tapping so much from you right now that I believe my viewers out there are also getting a lot of inspiration, and they might not be happy with me that I'm actually cutting you off now. But I promise you one thing: Pastor Pedro will surely be back. I will do everything within my power to get him back here, and we'll continue on this topic and even go further to other branches on the family relationship, marriage, and all that, and we can learn more. I know within this short period of time, we've actually learned a lot from him. And thank you very much, Pastor Pedro, for coming on Noble TV Live. We're very grateful. Please, this is as much as we can take. Avoid toxic relationship. You have to be vigilant. All right. and you can replay this episode over and over again and take down notes of from what Pastor Pedro has already shared with us today. Please don't forget to like, share, drop your comments. All right, you could write if you have some questions to ask Pastor Pedro. I promise you one thing, I will get across to him, and I will surely get his reply back to you as promptly as possible. Please don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification button for similar prompt updates.
Please like and share and drop your comment. Whatever thing will also respond to you. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much. This is as much as we can take from us here on Noble TV Live.